All right, welcome back. The NIA has named Lashkar's Commander Sajid Jutt responsible for the number of terror attacks and civilian killings. He is the mind behind Pahalgam attack in which 26 civilians were killed. Saifullah Sajid Jutt, also referred to as Saifullah Kasuri, is considered to be the main suspect behind this operation. He is the senior commander of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, a United Nations designated terrorist organization. He is based in Islamabad and is considered a close aide of LeT founder Hafiz Saeed. Known by the alias Khalid, he has long operated within LeT's upper echelons and is believed to have played a pivotal role in planning and directing terrorist operations targeting Indian soil. And according to security agencies, the Pahalgam attack was not a random outburst of violence, but a deliberately planned and codely executed operation. Terrorists reportedly remained in hiding, choosing their moment to inflict maximum casualties. The timing of the attack, coinciding with high-profile visits by US Vice President J.D. Vance to India and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's trip to Saudi Arabia, has raised further concerns about his strategic intent. Saifullah Jutt heads LeT's operations from its Peshawar headquarters. He has also held senior roles in affiliated organizations including Jamaat-ud-Dawa, which has also been sanctioned by both the US Department of State and the United Nations as an alias of LeT. In 2017, Saifullah was introduced as the president of the Milli Muslim League and the political arm of JUD, which is Jamaat-ud-Dawa. During an August 8th press conference that year, he publicly discussed MML's formation and its objectives, revealing the group's strategy to push LeT's radical agenda under the guise of political legitimacy. Ajay Jandyal, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast to talk more about this. Ajay, it's important that Saifullah Jutt is the target that India focuses on now. He is responsible for killing a number of people. He's responsible for orchestrating that cowardly Pahalgam attack as well. Ajay.
Yes, today's NIA charge sheet clearly revealed that how this major terror attack on a tourist destination to create a regional harmony into the danger. That's why that was planned in Pakistan, according to NIA charge sheet. Six Pak-Based terrorists, they were accused of Pahalgam terror attack, and according to information today when NIA charge sheet they filed a charge sheet that clearly mentioned that accused of Pahalgam terror attack was which includes Pakistani-based terror group Lashkar-e-Taiba and TRF, the Resistance Front. The charge sheet, which in details, said that Pakistan's conspiracy and role of the accused is supporting evidence in the case, and the charge sheet totally says that the band LeT and TRF as the legal entity and the role of planning, facilitating, and executing the Pahalgam attack. The attack, which involved religion-based targeted killing by the Pakistani-sponsored terrorists, left 25 people, their dead, and Pakistan handler Sajid Jutt is also named as accused in the 1,597 pages charge sheet. And according to information, NIA in Jammu court said that NIA charge sheet clearly said that by name of 3 Pakistani terrorists who were killed in Srinagar encounter. The 3 terrorists have been identified as Faisal Jutt, Suleiman Shah, Ilyas Suleiman Shah, Habib Tahir, and Jabran, Elias Jabran and Hamza Afghani. These were the 3 terrorists those who were killed by the security forces in the Srinagar encounter. So it's a big day for the people, those who have lost their near and dear. Definitely they want all the people, those who are responsible for the terror attack in Pahalgam and killing of 25 people, they want everyone to be, put behind the bar.
All right. Well, the National Investigation Agency charge-sheeted 7 accused in the Pahalgam terror attack case, including the Pakistani-based Lashkar-e-Taiba, the Resistance Front, which is the TRF terrorist organization, and Pakistani handler Sajid Jutt is also named as an accused in the 1,500-page charge sheet filed before the NIA Special Court in Jammu. Ajay Jandyal still with us on the broadcast to talk more about this, but before that, we'll also get an opinion from Major General Dhruv Katoch, Senior Defence Expert and the Director of India Foundation as well. General Katoch, appreciate you being here, sir. Saifullah Jutt is the prime accused in planning, executing, guiding these men to conduct that cowardly, that dastardly attack that killed almost 30 people. Now the NIA has concluded the investigation. They have put in a charge sheet which again is rolling back to Pakistan. It's important to look at this event, sir, or this update from the prism of what's happened in Australia also, sir. The reason why I say that, because those two, father and son duo, have also originated from Pakistan, thus once again validating India's age-old claim that terrorism 10 out of 10 times comes out, the origins are found somewhere in Pakistan, sir.
Thank you. First thing, as far as the NIA filing the charge sheet is concerned, I think that is a very important step, because that gives us the opportunity now, with the evidence, to show to the world where this terror has originated from, and it has come from Pakistan. There is no doubts about it. The very fact that the charge sheet has been filed, it can only be filed with all the evidence in hand. Coming to the second aspect, what has happened in Australia. Now, again, as you very rightly mentioned, it's a father-son duo, and both are from Pakistan. In fact, if you take any terrorist attack anywhere in the world, there is always some link which goes back to Pakistan. I think it is a very, the whole world needs to take this up, that Pakistan is a terror state. They must be put into the FATF blacklist now instead of the grey list. And unless very serious deterrent action is taken, these attacks are going to continue. So the world is seeing, the world is watching. It's the second point I want to make is, sometimes certain Western countries try to use these very same terrorist groups as their strategic assets for their own purposes. I think the time has come when these activities won't work. We have got to ensure, as the Prime Minister very rightly said, there is no compromise with any form of terrorist attack. And I think that is the message which now should go to the world. We have had Pahalgam, we have had this terrorist attack in Australia on the beach. And I think it is high time that the world called it out, and Pakistan needs to be called out as a terror state.
All right. Major General Shashi Asthana, senior defense expert, also with us on the program to talk about this. General Asthana, I hope you can hear me, sir. General Asthana?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. So your thoughts on the NIA's charge sheet, and of course the traces back again into Pakistan, the mastermind of the attack of Pahalgam from Pakistan as well.
I think it's a welcome development and much desired development, for the simple reason because once you file the charge sheet, that is the time you confirm and prove it to the rest of the world that Pakistan is behind all these nefarious attacks, and this was masterminded and perpetuated by Pakistan. I think this will also help us in preparing the kind of dossiers, and even if anybody in the world had any kind of doubts, I think that would perhaps also be settled to rest. Not only that, as was rightly mentioned by you, the other two terrorists in Australia, they have also been found to have linkages with Pakistan, and perhaps I'm given to understand that they visited Pakistan at some point of time and were also briefed by the ISI and Pakistan military. So now it is a jihadi organization. Pakistan military is a jihadi organization. You have a radicalized Mullah Munir heading it as chief of defense forces, and the whole world now needs to acknowledge that, because if they don't, then no one knows whose turn will be next. Today it is Australia, tomorrow it can be United States, and day after it can be UK as well. So I don't think that anybody is safe anywhere unless all the perpetrators, at least who are known, they are brought to books and pressure is put on Pakistan. Certainly the whole world community needs to do a lot. As was mentioned very rightly, they should be put under grey list. These evidences must be shared with the FATF and other global bodies. Even if they throw it in the dustbin, so what? But we must continue our efforts to name and shame Pakistan as best as we can.
Well, NIA's charge sheet further names the 3 Pakistani terrorists killed by Indian security forces during the action in Operation Mahadev at Dachigan, Srinagar in July 2025. Weeks after the deadly terror attack, the 3 have been identified as Faisal Jutt, Suleiman Shah, Habib Tahir Gibran and Hamza Afghani. Ajay Jandyal, my colleague, is still with us on the broadcast. Ajay, if you can hear me. All right. Let me, in fact, Ajay is not there with us, so there's a problem with his connection. I'm going to take a response from General Dhruv Katoch on this as well. General Katoch, true to its word and true to the vindication that was promised that India would neutralize these terrorists, it's exactly gone to do that in Operation Mahadev in July. And once again, it traced back to people when their IDs were recovered, that they were trained by Pakistanis, by the ISI. But since then, there have been sporadic infiltration bids. A number of terrorists have been, deterred from entering the valley. But that does not change the disposition and demeanor of Pakistan when it comes to bleeding India through 1,000 cuts.
When we carried out Operation Sindoor, I think the message sent was a very strong message this time, because besides the military action, there was also administrative action, in the sense that the waters of the Indus were targeted for the first time. And, we have unilaterally said that treaty will be held unoperational till such time as we give the go-ahead again. Now, despite that, I think Pakistan still hasn't learned the lesson, which means that we have to continue with these efforts of both punitive action and administrative action against Pakistan, and actually make it into a pariah state as far as the world is concerned. The road ahead is very long, actually, to putting Pakistan into the box, because somewhere Pakistan fits into the strategic picture where they are located, geographically so located that the United States needs their presence. They suddenly became friendly with Pakistan because of US concerns in Iran, and Pakistan became a convenient springboard, giving its land and airspace to the United States. So those sort of things will keep coming about, but that doesn't mean that, from our side, I think we should continue with the pressure. And I think the time has now come for Operation Sindoor 2. They have attempted very major attacks, which of course they were prevented from going through, but we still had a Delhi bomb blast going. So we have the full justification for hitting them again, and this time there is no reason to hit at the terrorist camps per se. We have to go after their sponsors. And number two, the waters of the Chenab, at least the waters of the Chenab, I think now need to be diverted. We don't have to give even a drop of water to Pakistan. Divert as much as we can over the next few years. And that is the only lesson, I think, which Pakistan will get, where they will be brought to their knees.
All right, Ajay Jandyal, my colleague, is also joining us on the broadcast to talk more about this. Ajay, obviously, India has, time and again made it internationally clear as well that Pakistan is the originator when it comes to terrorism. And this is going to have a lot more impact considering what transpired in Australia just a few hours ago.
You rightly said, and definitely I think, the world needs to wake up now. Because, if you see the history, whether it was a London attack, whether it is a 9/11 attack in America, whether it is a Sydney attack or Pahalgam or the Pulwama attack, whenever you see the history, there is always a, Pakistan link in the terror attacks all over the world. So it clearly shows that the world needs to be serious on what India is saying. Prime Minister of India, wherever he goes, wherever he participates in the conferences, he clearly says that world need to unite a hand as far as the terrorism is concerned, because this is not something which is only giving damage to India or killing Indians, but it can harm the world as well. So that is what exactly has happened, because Sydney attack clearly shows that it is a similar kind of attack which took place in Pahalgam. Similarly, the tourist was targeted, community is targeted, and terrorist was from Pakistan. So if somebody says that they are the only radicals, they are only they were hurt and that's why they have done this thing. This is something which cannot be justified, and Indian world need to join hand, and definitely Pakistan need to be cautioned. But what America is doing, definitely there is a question that America is hosting dinner and tea for a army chief who is who is having blooded hands, because if you see that history of the Asif Munir, in Pakistani army, Pakistani intelligence agency, they always give shelter to these terrorists. They run these terror groups from Pakistan, and who is killing innocent civilians all over the world? It is these terrorists, those who have been given shelter by Pakistan. So that clearly indicates that seriousness is required as far as the world leaders are concerned, and Pakistan need to be cautioned, and Pakistan need to be definitely taken into the task as far as the terror attacks and terrorism is concerned.
Just stay with us. Some breaking news coming in. The LET TRF as well as the 4 above mentioned terrorists have been charged under relevant provisions of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, the Arms Act 1959 and the Unlawful Activities Act 1967. In this charge sheet, NIA has also invoked the penal action against the accused for waging war against India, is what the charge sheet also says. Ajay.
Yes, Sajid Jutt and those who basically planned, facilitated and executed this terror attack that was totally planned in Pakistan. 3 terrorists who was killed in Srinagar encounter, those who have carried out that attack in Pahalgam, in which 25 people have died. They were from Pakistan. Sajid Jutt, who is responsible for the number of killing of innocent civilians in Kashmir, in Jammu, and in Pahalgam, and he is the mastermind who crafted this, this attack in Pahalgam and other number of, attacks. He is from Pakistan. Those who Saifullah Kasuri, who is also a mastermind and a top commander of Lashkar, he is sitting in Pakistan. He is the mastermind who have planned it and given the task to Sajid Jutt and others here. So every link is basically established by the NIA investigation. That clearly indicates that it is only Pakistan who is basically spreading bloodshed over here in the country, and definitely NIA in its charge sheet clearly mentioned the name of the culprits, and also and named that how Pakistan how this was planned, facilitated and executed from Pakistan.
All right, General Katoch, how do you think this is going to conclude in terms of what India plans to do in terms of negating these terrorists, demotivating these recruits from doing what they have always done at the behest of the ISI?
No, I think there are multiple actions which are already ongoing, and they will take some time to mature. Now, one is, when we talk internally, that is getting the parents of these young children involved. And I think that action is already on by the civil administration and by the Indian Army in Kashmir, and which is why the level of recruitment has gone down dramatically. That is one. Number 2, I think there needs to be political sensitization also, because some of the political parties in Jammu and Kashmir are still giving support to certain organizations which promote these acts. That needs to be curbed, and that is a different sort of different method of dealing with it. Thirdly, as far as the border is concerned, I think the army is very, very active, and we will prevent the infiltration. We will prevent any of these infiltrators from coming in, though a few may still slip in, that the internal cordons will later take care of. But ultimately, we still have to address the root cause of the problem, and that is in Rawalpindi. And I have always maintained that unless we address the root cause, the cancer will remain. Ultimately, Pakistan has to be punished, and it has to be punished so severely that they actually feel the pain. The military has to feel the pain, not the civil population. And once the military starts feeling the pain, the officer corps starts feeling that pain, I think things will change. and they will desist from such a course of action, and then we will come into a situation by which we will finally have peace in the subcontinent.
So stay with us. In fact, the two accused people, Viz Parvez Ahmed and Bashir Ahmed, were arrested by the NIA on the 22nd of June for harboring terrorists, have also been charge sheeted, and during interrogation the two men had disclosed the identities of the three armed terrorists involved in the attack, and had also confirmed that they were Pakistani nationals affiliated to proscribed terror outfit Lashkar-e-Taiba. Journalist Thana, it's important to understand that a number of these facilitations that have happened in the valley could not have been possible without ground support, and that's exactly where the NIA had looked into.
Certainly, we need to address the problem within the country as well, in addition to the external dimension. And within us is the problem of supporters getting away lightly. So I think now these two people have been charged. Likewise, there will be many other supporters. Some are silent, some are active. But then the NIA as well as the ED also has to find out the terror funding and terror trails and money trails to locate all these supporters and the collaborators. And the conviction of collaborators has always been a problem, that unless we have a good conviction rate of these collaborators, they will not get deterred. We always find that there are certain politicians who make a statement in their favor and try and highlight whenever the investigations are on to perhaps slow down the investigations when the investigations are quite active in Kashmir. But then the fact is they also need to be deterred in some manner or the other, because I visualize that you need some stronger laws. The whole world is moving towards certain important counter-terror laws. The UAPA, as I have been always saying, is a weaker law, and we need stronger ones as when we have to deal with the terrorists as well as their supporters. Because if you do not have the supporters, then the logistics, the information, the finance, everything gets disturbed, and the terror network actually crumples. Back to you.
General Katoch, Journalist Thana, appreciate you taking out the time and speaking with us.